Tell Me Lies just premiered this past Monday. I watched it in one setting. I took notes, so if you see me looking down, just for fair warning, this is not going to be a recap video. This is going to be like my thoughts on certain things that were happening throughout each episode, and I organized it based off the episode. I would say my general sense of the past 3 episodes while watching was that Lucy is worse than Steven, period. That was my first sense while watching all 3 episodes. I was like, there is no way. It just showed me through each episode, 1, 2, 3. I'm so grateful they show all 3 because it's been a year, almost 2 years. Every episode I'm like, girl, what are you doing? So I'm gonna go through my thoughts with y'all on each episode. I'm gonna start with episode 1. My first question: is there a thing between Wrigley and Bree? And if there is a thing between Wrigley and Bree, I'm not mad at it, because those are one of the nicest people in that show that are like actually genuine. They learn from their mistakes and they're actually genuine. I haven't really seen like true lies coming from them. Those are the people that I see in there that actually need to be together, not like Evan, all these other people. Those are those people that I actually adore. Like, they are so cute and sweet to me. I didn't even realize that Wrigley didn't actually talk to Bree this whole time, because when they were like talking about, oh yeah, Bree's really great, you should get to know her, you'll know her better when you talk to her, I was just like, oh, did Wrigley never like have a relationship with Bree this whole time? And then I was thinking about it, I was like, oh no. So that moment when they were at the bus stop, and then when they had class together and Wrigley was able to cheer her up with the photography thing, I was like, is there something here? Hopefully it is. I don't know. Maybe that is who is calling Bree. And that was my second question. My second question was, what's the horrible thing Bree did, and why can't she tell Lucy? Because when I was looking at the video, and I might be mixing this episode 1, episode 2, but when I was looking at the year 2015, I thought, oh, she's gonna be mad at Lucy, of course, because that's where Steven sent the recording of Evan confessing cheating on her. But no, it was something worse than what Lucy did, I guess, because she was like, no, I'm a horrible person. So it has to be something more horrible than what Lucy did. So that's what I'm thinking, like, what did Bree do? Because Bree's legit nice, so like, what did Bree do? When Bree was walking down the aisle and she gave that look to Steven, at first I was confused, because I was like, why is Steven looking like he won or something like that? But when Bree gets in front of Evan in the wedding aisle, you can actually see the disgust in Steven's face, because of the fact that Bree said, I do. And I guess because while Bree was walking, she smirked like, oh, you thought you won. That's what it was giving when Bree was smirking back at him. At first I was like, why is my girl smirking at him? It clicked when Bree said, I do, because I think Steven thought the whole wedding was going to be ruined based off what he sent, but I think Steven doesn't know what Bree knows, because Bree has a secret. We don't know the secret, and I'm guessing that's what's going to be on other episodes. And also with episode 1, it started kind of slow to me, because it was like they took MDMA. Obviously, Steven did not take it. I already knew, because when they were like, oh, we're going to take this, in my head I was like, that is not something Steven DeMarco would do. And obviously he didn't. You then see why he didn't, and it's because he's trying to get a confession from Lucy. Even though I thought it was weird that he would try to get a confession from Lucy under the influence, he did try. He was really like nice with it. He was like, is there anything you want me to know? You have like any relation? Like, he was really, this is the nicest I've seen him trying to get something out of somebody. Like, he was literally trying to see if he can get a confession from her, and he literally couldn't, and that's literally what was messing him up. I didn't understand why he would do that, but then when he went up to her again, when she was like off the influence and stuff, after she woke up and stuff, and he still asked her, and the fact that she still was lying, I was like, oh girl, because at first I was like, oh, maybe she can't remember what, like, that situation, because like maybe that didn't come in her mind because you're under the influence. She's not thinking about that. But when he brought it up to her attention when she was sober, I was like, oh girl, you're still lying. Even when he even brought up, oh, Evan told me, she was still like, no, that's not happening. Like, who told you? Like, that didn't happen. But then when he literally told her specific date, when he told her before spring break, that's when she literally was like about to explode. Like, I rewinded it 4 times because it was so funny to me, because she started like, I'm sorry. And I just thought it was so funny because it's like, girl, what are you lying for? Like, he just wanted you to be honest. And it was just so weird to me because it's like, you really didn't need to do all that. So with that, obviously that bothered him because he just felt like he couldn't trust her because he gave her multiple times to tell the truth. And I thought that was kind of him based off his past characteristics, you know? I thought that was like pretty kind of him. Personally, that's me. Yeah, I think those are only my thoughts for episode 1, really. I had a lot of questions mostly, but my thought was, okay, Lucy is kind of already irritating me from episode 1, because it's like, girl, he was giving you all the opportunity to tell the truth. And I don't even like Steven. But it's because of the fact that I feel like that's something I would do. I would literally ask like multiple times, like, is this true? Like, I'm going to ask you as a question so you can come out clean. But the fact that she's still lying, I'm going to be like, oh, I can't trust you for real. Boom. Done episode 1. We're going into episode 2 now. I have more details when it comes to episode 2. That's when it gets more juicier, episode 2. One of the things I wrote for episode 2 is Lucy scared of Steven or scared of losing him? And I wrote, I think she's scared of Steven. And I think she's scared of Steven because Steven was 15 minutes late picking her up. It was the first like couple minutes of the episode. She was texting Steven, calling him multiple times, and Steven played the voicemail back to her and was like, why are you nervous? And I think she's antsy because she knows all the stuff Steven is literally capable of because of, you know, their past relationship in the other seasons. Like how he maneuvered and things like that when he was upset. So based off Lucy knowing he knew this information, I think she was like prepared for him to like wreck some shit, like for him to do something else with this information. So that's why she was like calling him multiple times. Basically, I think she's literally legit scared of dude, like nothing else. She's literally scared of him. I don't think she's really scared of losing him. To me, it's she's just watching what he does because she's just like, what were you doing? Like, she follows him throughout the episodes, like when they're at the bar, like, oh, let me follow him. Like, she does not want him to be alone because she knows what he's capable of, basically. So when Steven asks, are you scared of me or are you scared of losing me, he was legit in asking that because, girl, it looks like you're scared of me. Like, the next thing I wrote was Bree finds out her affair professor that she was having an affair with is still sleeping with Freshman when she becomes close to her at the bar, and Freshman tells Bree she's been dealing with someone older than her. That's why her and her boyfriend broke up. And this dude is so weird to me. Like, this whole professor is so weird to me because it's like he literally is just going after Freshman and he's so weird about it. And I really didn't have much to say yet because it's not very like in depth yet. I honestly thought this was going to be left in the other seasons, but I thought it was just weird that he's still doing it and it goes to a different character. And now I guess it's messing with Bree internally because she's like, well, is that what he saw in me? Was like I weak and everything like that? So it's just a very interesting like point there. I really don't have much to say about it yet because it's just like it seems like Bree's just bothered by the fact that he's doing this again with another freshman, and I think she thought there was actually a connection there. As you know, like Wrigley asked her, oh, you thought he was gonna leave your wife for you? Like, she really thought there was a deep connection there and probably thought he wasn't doing this with anyone else. So her getting that reassurance probably pissed her the fuck off, and she sent that picture of them together to Oliver. I don't know why, but she did. The other point I wrote is Wrigley is still a sweetheart. He gets closer with Bree when he gets into her photography class. Wrigley has grown so much, and I really love it because he irritated the mess out of me in the other episodes. Like, he plays too much, but his character development is so beautiful personally to me because it's just like he's more level-headed than everyone, I feel like. Like, even with Evan starting to not care about how he treats people, Wrigley literally looked at him when he was like, why should I care about how other people feel when no one cares about how I feel? And Wrigley literally just looked at him and was like, okay. Because it's like, you're playing with people's feelings. And it's just like, just be real. And Wrigley is still just making people laugh, just being there for one another. And just seeing that Bree's doing the same, I was just like, I could see why they will connect, because everyone else in this friend group is crazy and they're the only one that balances out, you know? That's just me though. And again, Wrigley is still getting annoyed with Pippa being overbearing. I don't know why Pippa can't just let Wrigley go. Like, I understand you want to be there, but you want to be with Diana too, so just be with Diana. He's obviously seriously getting annoyed with her just wanting to be there and help all the time like he's a kid. So it's just like, at a certain point, just like, you know, leave him alone, you know? My next thing is, I wrote, Steven gave Lucy an ultimatum to tell Bree the truth, and Lucy chose Bree. He was upset with that. That leads them to break up. I don't know what Lucy has with Bree, but the fact that she can't, like, she don't want to hurt Bree's feelings. Like, I get it. Bree's your best friend, but I don't understand why Lucy is so adamant of not telling Bree the truth. Like, this is something she can hide forever. I really don't understand. Like, that's what I'm saying when I say I really honestly truly believe that Steven loves Lucy more than Lucy loves Steven. I think Lucy is just scared of Steven, because why are you choosing to just not tell Bree the truth so y'all just break up? Because you just don't want to tell her the truth. Like, that's just so odd to me. Like, I don't know, that's just so weird. And I was just like confused when that happened, because she was just adamant, like, no, I don't want to tell her, I don't want to tell her. Girl, this was probably one of the easiest things you can do, just tell the truth. She cannot. I haven't seen her tell the truth to anyone this whole time. It's like she's allergic to it. I don't know. And I also think that because, like, Steven, like, missed his class. He missed his class because he was, like, hurt. And I don't want us to forget how terrible Steven is, because he's still terrible. He's still terrible. He's still a liar. But I think, again, the difference between Steven and Lucy, the strong difference, because I think they're pretty similar. Steven knows he's terrible. He knows that everyone around him knows he's terrible. But Lucy still thinks, Lucy justifies the things she does. She's as terrible, probably worse, but she justifies the things that she does. Like, she thinks it makes sense to her in her head, when logically literally does not make sense at all. And that's going to be her downfall, for real. Like, her telling other people that she was the one who got essayed instead of her friend, because she thought she was helping her friend. No one told her to do this. No one told her to lie. No one told her to do any of this stuff. But in her head, she was doing the best thing possible. Just like when she was writing the letter and everything. She thought she was being, like, helpful. She was doing the best thing possible. She's always thinks what she's doing is making sense when she's literally not making sense at all. And that's the terrible type of person. I feel like a person who thinks they're the best thing and they're helping everyone when they're literally terrible. That's one of the most dangerous people. Like, I would probably rather be with Steven, because I know what he's capable of. Even his friends know what he's capable of. But Lucy's friends do not know what she's capable of. All these things that she's been doing sneakily, only person who really knows what Lucy is capable of is Steven. Right? But everyone knows what Steven is capable of. Get what I'm saying? Does that make sense to y'all? Like, no, legit, like, everyone knows who Steven is, but no one knows who Lucy is. Like, but they're going to, because let's go into episode 3. Episode 3. First note, Pippa is cheating on Wrigley. No surprise, Pippa is gay. Pippa freaking loves Diana. I don't know why she can't just suck it up and just let Wrigley be. I feel like at this point Wrigley really does not care. So I don't know. Diana and Pippa, they do their thing, you know, cheating. Boom. They're like, you want to do this again? Period. Blah, blah, blah. Next thing I wrote is Steven tries to talk to her sister, but her sister still doesn't want to talk to him because of that nasty voicemail he left Lucy, that Lucy sent to her. He asked his mom if he can come home, and she says no. And he just ultimately ends up alone. I think this is really sad. Because he really cares for his sister and everything, and he was doing some terrible stuff to Lucy. So I can't even be mad at that because he really got what he deserved, because he shouldn't have sent that. So now his family know the kind of person he is, you know? So that is a thing. He is alone, and I was like, I didn't even feel bad personally, because it's just like he was over there just drinking and stuff. This wasn't as important, but I thought it was important to note because it just seems like he's slowly becoming alone, you know? I wrote, Lucy almost hooks up with Bree's foster brother, but she kept begging for reassurance throughout their whole interaction, to the point she couldn't handle when he picked up her phone to text someone mid-making out and ultimately ended up leaving. The whole interaction, for real, with Lucy and Bree's like foster brother was weird to me because, sorry y'all, I'm sick. Was weird to me because Bree was literally begging for like attention. Like Bree was begging for reassurance from this man, and it just made me remember how Bree has, did I say Bree? Lucy. Lucy has been begging for reassurance with this man, and she don't even know this man. And it's just like she loves attention like a lot. And I remember there's an episode where Evan like brought them to their house and stuff, and Lucy was still flirting hard to Evan, and Evan was like, don't you get enough attention? And I laughed because, bro, she needs reassurance so bad from everyone, and I feel like that's literally the reason she has the issues that she does, because she needs that reassurance, not from only friends, but from men also. And I think that's probably why she holds on to Bree, because Bree's probably the only person that she has not like. Bree has not saw her real self. And if you're a person who's caused pain in different people and stuff, just like Steven knowing the real you, you don't want someone you really care about and love to know the real you. If that makes sense. Just like how some people, they could be, you know, down bad, struggling, things like that, but they don't want that specific person that they care about to see them as that person. Like they're going through these type of things, you know? So I think that's how she sees Bree, because she doesn't want Bree to see her in like a certain light, especially because she's already done so much stuff to other people, you know? And that would just confirm that she is a bad person to her, but she's not actually doing it for good reasons, because that reason specifically was no point of her doing that. You know, for other things she's done, she's been able to justify, oh, I've been doing this because of this, I did this because of this, but there's literally no reason you had to sleep with Evan. She has no justification for that, like she has for everything else. So I think that would just break her smoke and mirrors, you know. My next note I wrote was, Steven threatens to tell Bree that Lucy and Evan had sex with each other again, because that's all he has over Lucy, until Lucy begs him to not tell Bree because he doesn't want to hurt her. So instead, she tells him that she lied about being raped to protect her friends. So in Steven's fashion, he recorded her saying it with multiple takes, telling her, I can basically use this whenever I want, but I'm glad I have the comfort of having it just in case. And this was so weird to me. This was so weird to me too, because everyone hating you, being a liar, possibly being sued for lying about sexual assault, compared to Bree just being mad at you because you slept with her boyfriend. And I was trying to balance this out to make it make sense from Lucy's head, and I literally couldn't. Because what you mean you would rather have everyone mad, including Bree. Bree could possibly be mad at you for lying about that, compared to Bree just being mad at you for sleeping with her man. And I was like, how is she justifying this? Like, this does not make sense to me. But again, when I think about this is possibly because she literally does not want Bree, she does not want Bree to have this perception of her that Steven has of her. Like, knowing the real her, especially the fact that she did this for no reason. Like, there is no justifying doing this, but she can justify the lying. And you can see that when Steven literally records her and they take multiple takes, because while recording, Lucy literally is trying to say her justification within the video, and Steven's like, no, just say it like this. Don't say I was doing this for a friend, blah blah blah. No, he literally was taking multiple takes to ensure she was not justifying what she was doing. Like, just say you did this and you did this because you don't care or something like that. I don't remember. And she was literally trying to. So I think because of the fact she has a justification for what she did with the lying about being assaulted by her ex-best friend's brother, she was literally fine with that. Because compared to that lie, the lie of being with Bree's man, ex-man, there's no justifying that, It's sad because she's literally bringing Bree closer, like letting Bree stay with her over the break, and they're just getting closer, and it's like she's bringing her closer knowing exactly what she did. Like, I hate people like that too, because girl, you're over here trying to get me closer and you know exactly what you did. Stop playing with me. I also wrote, Evan gets his dad to pay for Steven's sister tuition and gives Evan back the keys to his apartment. I guess I wrote this because it confirms that, like, he's actually alone, because it's like, Evan's like, I don't want you here also. Like, I really don't. And, it's good that Steven was able to get that money for his sister, even though his sister is not talking to him. But it just shows that Evan is scared of Steven, just like everyone else. Really literally stood his ground and was like, yeah, you can't play with me. Like, you can play with someone else, but not me this semester. And I love that. And he told Evan, like, it's better to be at peace with Steven than to have problems with him. And I feel like that literally stuck in Evan's head, and he was like, oh, I need to make peace with this quickly. So as soon as he made peace with that, he was like, all right, after that, I'm done being under, Steven, like, just being around him, And that's why he said, oh, we're even now. Because of that, I think he was just completely done with Steven and not knowing what's going to happen. Like, everyone knows you don't know what's going to happen with Steven. Like, so it's just better to be in the clear with him, which is so crazy to me. So everyone's just scared of him. Yeah. Ooh, episode 3 is when Bree sent Oliver the picture of both of them, probably to get his attention. She still loves that man. Damn. And Diana is pregnant, and Steven is the daddy. I'm assuming Steven is the daddy, because who else though? But my thing is, I don't know Steven, but Diana's smart. I really don't think she would keep Steven's baby, for real. Especially because she tried so hard. She was reiterating throughout she's done with that friend group, all of that. I believe she is literally not going to keep it. Honestly, and if she does, maybe she'll give it away for adoption. But I was like, oh, Steven's baby? Condolences. But, I was just shook. First of all, I assumed it when she was like throwing up in episode 2. I was like, oh, there's something there. But I'm just like, I don't know. What y'all think? Y'all think this is Steven's baby? It can't be anyone else's baby. That's what I'm saying. But y'all think she's gonna keep it? I don't know. But that's gonna be probably discussed more in the other in the other episodes, we don't know. And my main point and thought for the last episode, because as you see, Lucy's getting like, you know, choked and like, you know, BDSM type. To me personally, with watching this episode, it just felt like this confirmed to me, I feel like Lucy has a humiliation kink. Okay. Before y'all look at me crazy, just get this. I had to do a voiceover because I wasn't explaining this correctly. I initially read it as a humiliation kink because the show visually frames those moments like desire. The aggression, the language, the intensity. On the surface, it looks like consent and arousal, but here's the thing. It might look like Lucy has a humiliation kink, but it really is trauma showing up in how she experiences intensity and shame. When you actually listen to Lucy, she doesn't talk about those moments with confidence or pleasure. She talks about them with shame, confusion, and self-disgust. So, in simpler terms, Lucy isn't turned on by humiliation. She's trying to master it. And she does this by revisiting situations that make her feel ashamed because controlling the dynamic feels safer than sitting with the shame. And when I went back and listened to Lucy talk to Steven about that situation with Leo in episode 1, she links it with feeling disgusted. She feels ashamed and thinks about it the way that makes me really confident that she doesn't have humiliation kink. Instead, I think she's trying to control the situations that make her feel ashamed and disgusted. And honestly, that makes sense. In real life, a lot of people use sex or sexual desire as a way to feel some control over the realities. That's also why I think she went to Bree's foster brother's house right after. She's trying to recreate or control a feeling, not because she enjoys humiliation. So, because Lucy isn't into humiliation itself, she is drawn to relationships and situations that repeat the shame, intensity, validation cycle she's stuck in. Steven embodies that cycle, which is why she keeps returning to him. So, let's go back to our previously recorded message. But overall, those are my thoughts. These are just my thoughts. I could be wrong. But if you've watched this whole thing, thanks for watching. I'm going to do the next episode when it does come out. But yeah, that's everything. And cheers to a new season of Tell Me Lies. Talk to y'all later. Bye.